Out here, we are live. Monday morning quarterback is back. What's up, YouTube? We out here, your boy Live for some May. Let's get back to what we supposed to be. You know how we do this. It's Monday morning quarterback, baby. How y'all feeling today? I hope everybody feeling good on this Monday morning. NCAA talk, NCAA everything, basically. We're going to talk a lot of NCAA. I'm going to go on a little rant. You know how we do. You know we got to start off with a little rant. And then we got a lot of other stuff coming up that we have to dive into. So it's a big sports show, big happy sports show. I hope everybody having an amazing, incredible, fantastic, stupendous, wonderful day. And let's get into the sports talk. First off, I gotta get this out the way quickly. I know this ain't even on the docket, but I'm a 76ers fan, so of course I gotta do what 76ers fans do, of course, and that is rant on Doc Rivers. Yes, let's do the Philly thing. Let's do that Philly thing real quick. Let's rant on Doc Rivers. You know what I mean? They just give him that one for him. Just adjusted my mic a little bit. Hope y'all having a hard time hearing me. But yeah, we're ranting on Doc Rivers today. That's what we doing. That's how we doing this right now. Doc is essentially a top 15 coach according to, I don't know who it's going to, but he's a top 15 coach ever, all time. And the man loses 20-point leads like it's out of style. Out of style. Loses 20-point lead after losing 20-point lead after losing 20-point lead. That's what he does. That is what he's doing. That is what he consistently does. Just lose 20-point leads. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why would this team. Now, the one thing I would expect this team to do is be able to keep a 20-point lead with a big man like Joel Embiid. Am I wrong? Am I wrong for wanting a 20-point lead to be safe in the hands of one of the top 2 centers in the league? My opinion, top 1, but we can argue. Automatically top center in the league. And again, it's the same thing over and over and over again. 20-point lead lost by said Doc Rivers. Again, it's continuous. It's a continuous thing. We lose in big leads in the playoffs. The only thing consistent I see with losing big leads, we can blame Ben, we can blame whoever. But the one consistent thing I see when the lead is lost is Doc. These are the only consistent things. Whether it's the Clippers, whether it was Boston, whether it was Orlando. He's the one consistent. He's the one consistent thing. You know what I mean? He's the one consistent thing. And I know we got a lot of NCAA talking. I'm the only show that probably going to talk about it outside of, shout out to Pat McAfee and the Pat McAfee show, but come on, man. Come on, man. It's Monday morning quarterback, and somebody has to say it, right? Someone has to talk about these things. We can't let Doc keep getting away with it. And we know what he's going to do. We know what he's going to do. He's going to sit here and possibly throw all the other players and everybody else under the bus. And it's my team, right, by the way. That's why I'm upset. If this wasn't my team, I wouldn't even care because I know how the script gonna go, right? You know what I mean? We all know how this is gonna go. We got another thing I need to talk about. We're gonna rant on coaches. That's what I do. I rant on coaches. Before I praise a coach, I gotta rant on a coach. Urban Meyer came in the league and they asked him after his interview. This is completely on the Jaguars, by the way. This is completely on the Jags. Completely, 100% on the Jaguars. You know what I mean? He said, who's this 99 guy in the Rams? I'm hearing he might be a problem for us. Most people are like, oh, he's a new coach. He's coming to the league. Bro, you interviewed for a job. You should know who the best defensive player in the league is as a head coach. You shouldn't ask nobody, who is this? You don't know who Jamal Adams, Deebo Samuels. No wonder they couldn't win. Oh, but everybody like, oh, he's the most pragmatic coach there is. He's the most pragmatic dude. No, he is not the most pragmatic coach. He is not the most obsessive coach. Apparently, he gets. We're not going to Urban Two Fingers. I'm not doing it today. Y'all not going to get me off the mark. These NFL reports are not getting me off the mark on Urban Two Fingers. Anything like that. Y'all not getting me off. We staying on the mark. We staying on track. We staying on the NCAA tournament and Coach K. I'm sorry I had to get them rants off. I had to get them out with 2 fingers and Doc. They thank God Jeff Fisher not in the NFL no more, because I would have a rant. I probably could rant all day on just wild coaches that y'all just give a lot of praise who probably don't deserve. Just being 100% honest with you. Just being honest. But we have the NCAA tournament. For y'all don't know, Duke beat Michigan State by 8. And this is this is probably going to be my biggest, longest rant of the day. And then we're going to go into a break, and then we're going to talk about probably the NCAA tournament itself. And then we're going to go into the NBA and some NFL news. So first, we're going to talk about Coach K. Coach K is college basketball. Not the whole thing, but what it is. College basketball has been struggling because it doesn't have the blue bloods right now. One and done. I'm going to say this. One and done has ruined college basketball. It was fun when Kentucky was the only one like actively participating in one and dones, right? It was fun when it was just one team, or maybe some other team maybe got a starter that you didn't expect. But when Duke started getting them, and all of a sudden you start seeing teams like Villanova and Providence become what Duke used to be, it became weird. Yeah, Duke won it, and it was the smartest thing for Coach K. Let's not get it wrong. It's the smartest thing to do to get them in a game that has become way more skill-based than toughness or anything else. It's more on how well you move and how well you have assets or skills to play basketball. Of course, it was a genius move. He won a championship doing it with Jaleel Okafor. And he's been pretty close a bunch of times. He succeeded at it. But it was something about rooting for Duke when they were the blue bloods, and they would have been like, imagine Duke with like Gonzaga or Villanova with the older, well, it's not quite Gonzaga get some top freshmen, but like Villanova, and having that, and you rooting against them. Why? Because they not your typical top athletes, but they like seniors who've been there forever through Coach K's system, and you had to defeat them. It was like a goal. And then you had this young group, Lions, that's coming. Kind of like the Texas Southern versus Kentucky thing back in the 60s. That drama it kept, right? Having those blue bloods, that drama that giving the blue bloods versus the young gunners from maybe not the most savory areas. Grant Hill fit that too. Grant Hill fit that. It don't have to be black and white, but because Grant Hill fit too. You had people like Grant Hill. You had multiple people that fit their mold, but they stayed and they felt like they were indoctrinated in that blue blood system. Lately, you had Jaleel Okafor, more player. They don't quite feel that way, so you kind of easy to root for. But I feel like NCAA tournament is missing like the bad guy, right? There's no bad guy anymore. Like Villanova and them are so small that even though they are like Duke, Villanova, Gonzaga, they are so small that you don't really consider them Duke, right? And maybe getting rid of the one and done rule would be amazing, right? It probably will be amazing, by the way. It'll probably be incredible getting rid of the one and done rule. But, and the NIL too. You add the NIL to the one and done rule, and then all of a sudden the top players go to wherever, and then you got these other players that's top 10-ish, 9-ish pick that might need to be polished. Get convinced to go to NCAA, and maybe we can get the blue bloods black with maybe Izzo and some of the other things. It's not going to be the same without Coach K. Because Coach K is the last. Well, I wouldn't say that, because you do got Izzo. You got a few more. You got the coach from Villanova. You got a few others, but he's that one that you rooted against, right? Michigan State kind of harder because they not necessarily blue bloods. They are like that scrappy Draymond Green team that might not be the most skilled, but they fight. And it's hard to root against a team that just fights and are scrappy. You know what I mean? It's hard to root for a team that is just blue-blooded in that way. I mean, it was hard to root for Duke. You saw people that had no business doing what they were doing, getting coached up by coach. It's like Bill Belichick. And we all know one thing. Basketball is about personality. And unfortunately for NCAA basketball, the personalities don't stay because at the most you can get 5 years from them. At most you can get 5 years. At the very most, you have 5 years that you can just break down and construct this player, but then he's gone to the NBA. And despite everybody, some people might not even like it, but the NBA is ran by the players and it's in a good place because it's entertainment at the end of the day. You have drama with LeBron James. You have drama with Kevin Durant. You have drama with Nurkic yesterday. I don't even know how Nurkic got enough attention, but he did something wild. The fans are wild too, so they just do wild things, and then there's drama with that. Bro, the Lakers are terrible, but you watch them because you want to see what Westbrook gonna do and how they gonna react to their own fan base. It's a show at this point. It's a whole TV show. You get to watch it. You get to watch actual, most of the time, good basketball. Because I haven't seen much bad basketball this year. But you get to watch good basketball and a drama at the same time. How can you not love this? This is a very entertaining. That's why the NBA trends so much. The NBA gets more traction online than the NFL does. It gets more traction overseas than the NFL does. And this is why. This is clearly why. Because, indeed, you got the personalities. And what's the personalities of college basketball? Can someone tell me the personalities of college basketball? Simple, right? The personality of college basketball is the coaches. It's the coaches. Always been the coaches. Coach K, Tom Izzo, Roy over there in North Carolina, Dean Smith when he was in North Carolina. The Villanova coach. These personalities, Gonzaga's coach. Got Avery Bryant over there in Alabama. I don't know, is Avery Bryant in Alabama? I think he might have got there. But Penny Hardaway took that Memphis team, which we're going to talk about. They lost to Gonzaga, but they gave a fight to the #1 team in the country. And that personality, Juwan Howard, they winning right now. North Carolina back on top. That's why the NCAA tournament feels special now. Because even though these teams wasn't even that good in the regular season, all of a sudden you got teams coming up. You have St. Peter's on a fairy tale run right now. Beat Kentucky, beat the big dog. That will make the NCAA tournament special. But what makes college basketball special? The coaches. They're the person now. They're the ones that are going to stay where they're at. They're the ones that are going to stay around college basketball. So it has to be the coaches, right? It has to be the coaches. Shout out to Colin Cowherd. Shout out to Colin Cowherd on this. He is probably upset. Who wears their hat backwards? Laugh at us. But Coach K is special. Coach K is needed. Coach K is an alpha. But Coach K deserved this retirement. He deserved this running on. I want to see how far he gets. I really do. I want to see how far he gets. I really want. I want to know. What's your thoughts on it? How do you feel about Coach K? Y'all think he's needed? I think he's needed. I'm wondering where it's going to come from. Maybe the media or somebody can stir up Villanova and Gonzaga as these blue-blooded teams that you got to beat. But the problem is they're so small. Maybe North Carolina can get a rejuvenation now. Michigan State ain't gonna never change. They the Tom Izzo. Tom Izzo is Tom Izzo. We're at the 20-minute mark. Like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this video. We're not going on break. We're going on an ad. So check out for our other channel over on 99 Media. You're going to get your first good look at Overall 99 Media right now.
You learn the rules to win. And when you learn the rules, you can't complain. For example, you can't complain about a chess game when you're so used to playing checkers. Like, no, this is this particular game. You learn how to play this particular game.
Twan mentioned that void. I feel like a lot of men and women use whoever they are in a relationship with, they're dating, we're going to talk about marriage later on, but whoever they are seeing in a relationship, you try to use that to fill a void.
If we could talk to somebody 2 hours, but then how many people or our past few years that we've dated, can we honestly say, man, I can legit have just a straight 2-hour conversation with them? Not just FaceTime where the phone's staring up at the ceiling and we doing a bunch of other stuff just sitting on the phone. Not texting, every couple minutes, every hour, but like actual conversation with them.
Turning simping into pimp.
What's up, man? It's your boy, What's up, man? Look at it, we got that merch. Sell React. Overall 99. Merch link in all the bios. Get that merch. Do you hear me? Kid Creative Players, Sell React, Overall 99 logo. Man Cave coming soon. Just a Fan coming soon. Backseat Gaming, all that merch coming soon. Love you. Peace.
That is probably one of the most manly things you will ever see, because it's not going to be the most emotionally supportive thing that you could ever see. It's
to Monte's point, you gotta realize when you are a support system or when you're a crutch.
I've always had someone someone close that I can let my guard down just long enough to freaking get it out. And when I didn't, like I said, that's what the therapist is for.
You typically don't get a lot of validation or support for the things that we generally do on a day-to-day basis. You really don't. He even brought up one thing that I didn't even think about until then. Like the first time, mostly when a man gets his flowers, so to speak, is at his grave.
I don't care for Peter Parker all like that. I like his side characters more than him. So I ain't checking for
Tor, real life trying to take
that.
your spot, you and Joe.
You got 2 strikes, man. That 2 bad takes in 3 minutes.
Hey.
That man said, I don't care about Peter Parker. That is like Marvel sacrilege.
And
Listen,
Definitely Marvel Sacrilege.
It is what it is. Peter Parker has done nothing. Listen, Spider-Man is a failure. Spider-Man's biggest achievements are losing.
The new Batman trailer that has come out, I don't like it.
Oh, man, we gotta put that on there because the people love that.
That's a hot take right there.
I personally, I hate that trailer. I dang to hate everything that's on. I
Morbius
hate
is the only Batman I'm checking for.
I'm
gonna just be that guy. Listen, I love Marvel, like extremely. It's.
I'm a fan of whatever I'm not paying for. Okay.
What's up, man? It's your boy, mate. Looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And I got the merch on today, so shout out to the merch. And you know it's Thursday, so you know it's just a fan.
OVR.
And we're back. We out here at the Overall 99 Sports Entertainment. We're here to talk a little bit of college basketball. We got some brackets breaking. Y'all ready to break some brackets and talk about a little bit of NCAA college hoops in this tournament? Because this tournament has been insane. It's been an insane bracket. I hope some of y'all winning. It's been a tough bracket to break because it's good, bro. You know what I mean? It's entertaining. Everybody brackets busted. I don't know who you got. I know all y'all wear it because I'm looking at some of these now. Arizona #1 seed beat TCU in a good game, 85-80. I watched Creighton. That kid from Creighton can really play, but Kansas just had too much. You saw Jawan Howard and Tennessee. Michigan upset Tennessee. You see North Carolina. You see how they hooping. You see how they going, you know what I mean? They trying to hoop. I don't know why. They should have been a 4th seed, but for some reason they played like they was the seed they are now, 11. You know what I'm saying? They played like they the 11th seed. Like I said, Gonzaga, Georgia State, Gonzaga dominated. Gonzaga versus Memphis. If you didn't watch that game, Kenny Hardaway put on a coaching clinic. Arkansas, the 4th seed, beat New Mexico State. Good defensive game, 53-48. Texas Tech, 59-53 over Notre Dame. Texas Tech is a surprising team to me. It's not in the tournament. It's just surprising overall because Texas Tech being the 3 seed is crazy. Duke, 9-point win over Michigan State. North Carolina versus Baylor. I can't tell y'all which game was better, Gonzaga or Memphis or North Carolina or Baylor. Baylor was up 25 points. North Carolina was up 25 points and Baylor fought back, forced, I think, 15, 16 turnovers. Might be even more because when I was watching, it was 12 and they had 4 minutes left. And I know they had at least 4 I counted when I was just randomly watching. And they put the pressure on them boys, but North Carolina got it out in overtime. You also have UCLA. You also have UCLA and St. Mary's. UCLA been handling they had a tough round in the first round with Akron. UCLA look like they looking pretty. They look like they wrapping it up late in the season. So they play North Carolina next. I'm looking forward to that. We're gonna talk about some matchups. We talking about who we're gonna think gonna win in the next game. But we just going over some last game. St. Peter's, the upset specialist, like I said earlier, beat Kentucky, beat Mary State. That game was a little closer than the score indicated, but St. Peter's hit their free throws and did their thing at the end of the game to close it. Kansas versus Creighton. Kansas won. Like I said, Creighton got this one player, but Kansas just swarmed too much, man. It was just too much talent. Creighton had like one player that looked like he should have been on the court with them. And he balled, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's just a little too much. Providence versus Richmond. Providence, of course, one of them blue-blooded type teams. Get their seniors, do what they do. They won. Iowa State beat Wisconsin. Miami beat Auburn in an upset that nobody expected. Miami on a little run. It's actually a 10th versus 11th seed. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Arizona beat TCU 85-80. Arizona struggling a little more than I thought they would, even in the first round with Wright State. They won by 17, but it wasn't as impressive. So I think the sports bet had them winning by 20 or so. Houston beat Illinois. Houston has dominated their way, but they play Arizona next, so we're going to see if Houston could continue to dominate their way. And like I said, Michigan is the 11th seed, which probably ain't really 11th seed. They just played bad in stretches. They beat Tennessee. Villanova beat Ohio State. If you watch that game, you understand. Gillespie took over in the beginning of that game. Gillespie completely took over in the beginning of that game. And I think it was 17-7. And 17-10 or something like that. And he had 10 points himself. So he had as much as Ohio State did. He came out hot. Ohio State really, with him playing like that, Ohio State really didn't have a chance. But the 2 seed moves on in that division. So your bracket's probably busting because I don't think a lot of brackets had Kentucky losing in the first round. And Michigan going this far. And Miami. Like, it's a lot of surprise. Michigan and North Carolina, I can see people picking to actually win. I'm trying to look at all the top seeds. That's St. Peter's, you might just pick them as a bracket buster if you didn't know. If you ain't watch college, like, hey, I need to pick a 15 seed because I need an upset. You might have picked them. But Iowa State and Miami, you might have picked one of them, but you probably didn't pick both. I might have picked Iowa State, to be honest with you. I don't know if I would have picked Miami to beat. I could have picked them to beat USC, but Auburn, that shocked me. SEC really disappointed in these playoffs, but they still got Arkansas, which we're gonna talk about first. First, we got Chet Holmgren versus Arkansas. What do I think gonna happen in this game? I think Arkansas has absolutely no chance. Unless Gonzaga just has a bad shooting night. Arkansas might be my least favorite team to pick to win this week, and they are 4 seed. Now, don't get me wrong, they could disrupt Gonzaga and cause problems and maybe make it an ugly game, and maybe I'm wrong and I see this tonight. Well, not tonight, on Thursday, and I'll be like, oh, I'm wrong. But yeah, Gonzaga scores too much. Arkansas is not a scoring team. It's like the worst matchup for Arkansas. Like if Arkansas was going against Duke or Arizona or Kansas, I would be like, okay, I can see them. You know what I mean? I can actually see them. Joel said he's riding with any coach that can throw hands. I don't blame you. Next we might have Joe on in a minute. to talk a little bit about football and the 50-point scoring streak and all the NBA players getting attacked by fans. So you might see him in a minute for anybody that's watching. But I'm finna finish this college basketball take. I got Gonzaga. I don't think they are too well functioning. They can score and Chet in the middle doing his thing. So I think it's the worst matchup for Arkansas, personally. I might be wrong. I might come here Friday and tell y'all I was an idiot, which I have, man. Hey, listen. I'm not as dedicated to all sports like I used to be. Like, I used to tell you stats of every college basketball player and know who gonna win and what and why they got upset. And I almost had like 3 perfect brackets except for one team shocked me. And I only did like 2 a year. So I had one on ESPN, one on, and I almost got them right twice. But I'm nowhere near in the deep as I am now. But from what I see, it's the worst matchup for Arkansas to me. But I might be wrong because I've been wrong a lot in sports this year. I take it. I'm gonna get back on my ground. I'm gonna get my winning streak back next year. But right now we're doing it. We got Duke and Texas Tech. I'm going with Duke just for the story. He got to make the Elite Eight, right? He got to make the Final Four in his last season, right? For the story? For the story, right? For the story. We have UNC, UCLA, the Battle of the Blue Bloods I talked about earlier in the show. The Battle of the Blue Bloods. North Carolina versus UCLA. Who do I go with? I'm probably going with let's go with North Carolina. I'm picking that one my heart right now, right? I kind of want that Final Four matchup between North Carolina and Duke. It Coach K last season because I think it's poetic. And maybe Coach K last way of trying to get back after that loss, his last home game. He lost his last home game ever in his career to North Carolina, his rival school. To be able to play them in the Final Four and beat them to go to the championship in his last year after losing to him in his final home game would be an incredible story. I'm picking with my heart over my head. We go with North Carolina. St. Peter's, Purdue. This will be St. Peter's first time playing a strong defensive team. Let's make the bracket fun. Let's go with St. Peter's. Arizona, Houston. Let's go with Arizona. We need some 1 seed. Michigan, Villanova. Oh, I want Michigan to win, but I'm sorry. I think the road ends for them right here. They did beat Tennessee. But I'll go with Villanova. Kansas, Providence. Let's go with Providence. Miami, Iowa State. Let's go with I'm picking with my heart the whole time. I normally say Iowa State, but I'm picking with my heart. Let's go with Miami. My favorite college football team. The school I almost went to. If out-of-state tuition fee wasn't insane and I didn't have enough scholarships, I almost had enough. I should have applied for my I would have went, but let's go with Miami. Let's just go over heart versus head, you know what I mean? Let's go over heart versus head. What are y'all thoughts? And then let's go pick over who we got. We got Duke Gonzaga. What I call the new Blue Bloods versus the old one. Let's go with Duke. Let's go with North Carolina. Like I said, let's go with full heart. I don't think I'm going with games till we see next time, and I think 729. That's wrong. Oh, 325. I think y'all won't see me on Monday Morning Quarterback till this again. So let's pick this too. Arizona, and I said Villanova. Let's go with Villanova. And then we have Providence versus Miami. I'm going with Providence. So my Final Four will be Providence, Duke, North Carolina, and Villanova. It's recorded. It's recorded. You can't say nothing about it. It's here. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I can't deny it. I'm with my heart, not my head. I ain't watched enough football. I ain't watched enough college basketball this season to go with my head. I did watch a bit of it, but I ain't watching enough. So I'm going with my heart. What I want to see. Is that okay? Is that okay if I go with what I want to see? Yeah, is that all right? But yeah, we gotta like and subscribe. Tell me your picks. Who do you think is gonna go where in this college basketball season? Let me know where they're going, when they doing whatever, how they gonna do it. And we'll be back with our last break, and then we'll be back and finish with some NFL, NBA talk. See y'all soon.
You learn the rules to win. And when you learn the rules, you can't complain. For example, you can't.
Wait a minute. Like and subscribe. This is the overall media channel. If you want to go follow that channel, links is my link tree. Like and subscribe on this channel. Tell me your thoughts, how you feel about it. Do you agree with my college football basketball takes? Tell me if you agree with my picks. Tell me your Final Four from the bracket. See y'all in a minute.
You learn the rules to win. And when you learn the rules, you can't complain. For example, you can't complain about a chess game when you're so used to playing checkers. Like, no, this is this particular game. You learn how to play this particular game.
Twan mentioned that void. I feel like a lot of men and women use whoever they are in a relationship with, they're dating, we're gonna talk about marriage later on, but whoever they are seeing in a relationship, you try to use that to fill a void.
We could talk to somebody 2 hours, but then how many people or our past few years that we've dated, can we honestly say, man, I can legit have just a straight 2-hour conversation with them? Not just FaceTime where the phone's staring up at the ceiling and we doing a bunch of other stuff just sitting on the phone, not texting, every couple minutes, every hour, but like actual conversation with them.
Turning simping into pimp.
What's up, man? It's your boy, man. Look at it, we got that merch. Sell React. Overall 99. Merch link in all the bios. Get that merch. Do you hear me? Kid Creative Players, Sell React, Overall 99 logo. Man Cave coming soon. Just a Fan coming soon. Backseat Gamer, all that merch coming soon. Love you. Peace.
That is probably one of the most manly things you will ever see, because it's not going to be the most emotionally supportive thing that you could ever see. It's
to Monte's point, you gotta realize when you are a support system or when you're a crutch.
I've always had someone someone close that I can let my guard down just long enough to freaking get it out. And when I didn't, like I said, that's what the therapist is for.
You typically don't get like a lot of validation or support for the things that we generally do on a day-to-day basis. You really don't. He even brought up one thing that I didn't even think about until then. Like the first time, mostly when a man gets his flowers, so to speak, is at his grave.
I don't care for Peter Parker all like that. I like his side characters more than him. So I ain't checking for
Tor, real life trying
like
to take
that.
your spot, you and Joe.
You got 2 strikes, man. That 2 bad takes in 3 minutes.
Hey.
That man said, I don't care about Peter Parker. That is like Marvel sacrilege.
And
Listen,
Definitely Marvel Sacrilege.
It is what it is. Peter Parker
popular
has
character.
done nothing. Listen, Spider-Man is a failure. Spider-Man's biggest achievements are losing.
The new Batman trailer that has come out, I don't like it.
Oh,
Actually,
now we gotta put that on there because the people love that.
That's a hot take right there.
I personally, I hate that trailer. I dang to hate everything. That's on. I
Morbius
hate
is the
version.
only Batman I'm checking for.
I hate.
I'm gonna just be that guy. Listen, I love Marvel, like extremely. Like it's.
I'm a fan of whatever I'm not paying for, okay?
What's up, man? It's your boy, May, looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And I got the merch on today, so shout out to the merch. And you know it's Thursday, so you know it's just a fan.
OVR. You know, it sounds better when it's plain.
I'm a player with the kid crazy. And we're back. What's our mouth is it? We finishing up. We about to finish up. We'll be finishing in about 10 minutes. So we got 10 more minutes on the show. Yeah. Let's talk about some NBA. Tyquise Bey just dropped 50 points the other day. And before that, I was like, why is everyone dropping 50? And I looked at some games, and literally the defensive method of half these teams is atrocious. The defensive effort is embarrassing. The defensive everything is absolutely horrible. Okay, let me give you an example. The literal example is Luka Doncic. I'm trying to make sure I say the name right because I'm trying to remember the game. Luka Doncic versus the Nets, I think. Yeah, it was the Nets. Caught the ball on the post. He caught it. Shoulder, left shoulder right. Boom. Patty Mills on this shoulder. Claxton Cup and heaven from this side. Patty Mills, for some reason, stay on his right side. Stay on his right side. With the help coming to the right, Luka turns around, hits an easy shot over his left shoulder. The help is coming from the right. Patty Mills, for some reason, stay on his right, gives him an easy floater. Y'all be wondering why I be so upset at times about things. That's why. That's clearly why. How do you give up the left when you got a man coming on the right? Force them to go baseline. Make them do up and under. Make a harder shot for them. But I saw that all the time. It's like people don't even read what they're not communicating on defense right now. It's like we're at the part of the league where people are just trying to just outskill everybody. Like when LeBron scored 50 one time. LeBron is one of the greatest players ever. Of course he's scoring 50. Kevin Durant scored 50. Of course he's scoring 50. Ain't nothing you can do. But Kyrie scored 60. What you gonna do? Cat, talented. Gary Trent Jr. is dropping 45 and everybody else dropping 40. Okay, that's cool too. Until you realize the problem that right now, that's why it's hard to tell who's gonna win the playoffs. I don't know who's gonna actually fix the things they work on in the regular season. Some teams can just turn it on and like, okay, we're gonna defend now. Some players can't do that. Some players won't be able to simply turn on. Like, is Patty Mills in the playoffs gonna give whoever he's playing the left shoulder when help is coming from the right side on the baseline? I get wanting to force him to the baseline, right? But he's not far enough to just give up the left shoulder. You want to stay on the left, have your help come from the right, and then force him over. It is ridiculous how many 50-point games they're giving up. Literal ridiculous. How many points everybody's giving up? I'm just trying to get a little information on our guest. For some reason this didn't go through. So the link is now here. Okay. I don't know what happened. But all right, we about to have our guest Unico Williams. He's about to tell us a little bit about what's going on in sports and what else is going on. So while we waiting on him, but we're gonna still talk about it. Like, they give up the right side. The defender that Kevin Durant said is too small. There ain't nothing you can do about that. Kevin Durant. He's 7 foot and can do stuff like that. So I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know what you want me to say. Like, what do you do against that? And the last thing I want to talk about Deshaun Watson going against Cleveland. And we're gonna get our guest Unico's opinion on all these things. And we might run a little bit over on our show today, but it's cool. Right? We ain't stressing no more. We got better internet. We got fiber now. We can do this. We can play around and do things, right? We could go over a little bit. I don't have to worry about it and wearing my data and all that stuff no more. We good in life, right? It's good, you know what I mean? Here's Unico right now. Let me get him started. Let me get him on here. Unico! How you doing, my guy?
Yo, what's going on?
You a little low, so you got... Well, yeah, we got Unico Williams with us today. Hope everybody having a good day. We're gonna talk to him about everything we talked about today. How you doing today, my guy? I went on a rant about Doc Rivers. I don't know if you saw the beginning.
I saw.
Another 20-point lead lost. Of course, to my team. James Harden back in the strip club with Lil Baby. I don't know how to process this, Joe. At least when Ben was there, I knew Ben was just crying that the crowd booed him. Like, I knew where he was.
Well, my friend, you have Doc Rivers. He has a track record at this point.
He does.
I don't know why do you expect anything different? I don't understand. Like,
yo, Phil Jackson 2003 said he's known for choking leads in series and games. And the man went on to choke like 3 more 3-1 leads. And choke like 8 more 20-point leads in games. I'm like, how do you do this?
So, I mean, if you know that, why do you expect anything different? I don't understand that. I don't get it.
It normally don't bother me. It used to be funny until he coaching your team.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Like when he was in Boston and Clippers, I made fun of them for it. You know what I mean? It was funny. And now it's your team that you rooted for since Allen Iverson, and now it's like, oh, this is not as fun.
They have a good record. Okay. They have a good record. The 76ers, they're not a terrible team. It's just, you said something about coaching earlier. And nobody's worried about being out-coached by Doc Rivers.
Yeah, for y'all that didn't, it's a lot of y'all didn't. Y'all, it's a group chat. I put how I feel when Doc coaching, and it's that face when Giannis looked like it's somebody that said a stupid question.
And you said you were talking about how Grant Hill and not Tracy McGrady,
Christian Laettner and all them.
No, who's the other coach? The coach for Memphis.
Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway. They put on coaching clinics, and you don't get that with Doc Rivers. He's just like, man, I hope y'all outscore everybody. Can y'all outscore everybody, please? And you have good players. I mean, good players are supposed to win.
I think his problem is he's stubborn. And I feel like it's always been a problem. Like, no, we doing it the way I said we're going to do it before the game. And he never adjusted to the game. He just like, we doing it the way I said before the game. And the other coach adjust. That's why you always have the big leads. You know what I mean? Because he always get the big leads. He just lose them. Why? Because the other team adjusts and you're like, nope, we doing it my way.
There was no way that the Clippers were supposed to lose.
Absolutely no.
Like they were supposed to win. Like you relied on their athleticism the whole time, and you just never coached them ever.
They never adjust that when teams adjust. It's the wildest thing.
Just keep doing what you've been doing. That's why we're up right now. And then it's like he gets out coached. Stop getting out coached, man. Because you're a coach for a reason. Stop getting out coached, please.
Yeah. I talked about Urban Meyer 2 fingers. We went over that. Apparently he didn't know who all the best players in the league were. Like, who is that 99? They said he might cause us problems. I'm like, the first thing is an NFL coach should know who the best defensive lineman in the league is.
Yeah.
Like I should.
Yeah.
Like he might cause us problems. I'm like, okay, this is gonna fail. I would like this ain't no 18-year-old kid who might not work out this year. This is literally a 30-year-old grown man who dominates the league. This is a 30-year-old grown man who throws in the Super Bowl on the last play of a game, threw a guard into Joe Burrow and chased him around and got a sack in which Jalen Ramsey gave up a wide open touchdown to Jamar Chase if he didn't do it. I wouldn't know who that guy is.
We need to know. Like that's got to be on your radar. Like why is that on your?
If you're a cashier, you got to know how to count money.
That too.
If you're a coach, if you're an NFL coach, you should know who Aaron Donald is. I'm sorry, I don't know.
You game plan for him. You have to. You have to game plan for him.
I see coaches put 3 bodies on this man. Like, hey, we got to put 3 people on him. That's how much you should know who he is.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, hey, man.
Like, why would you not?
Yeah,
why would you not?
We're gonna double team him, and then when he get through the double team, we're gonna chip him with the running back. We on that level.
And I apologize, y'all. I'm over here watching my clock because I'm on my break right now. So I gotta keep watching that, you know.
Yeah, we almost done. The show almost over. It's just supposed to be an hour show. We're a little over, but we want to get Joe. Joe, what thoughts you got on anything else in the sports world today? Y'all might get Baker Mayfield.
Listen. So here's what I'm trying to say for Baker Mayfield, or for any quarterback that comes to Indiana, that comes to the Indianapolis Colts. The only thing I have to say is this: 1- and 2-year contracts. You gotta show yourself to be a good enough quarterback for us. We don't need any long, we don't need any long contracts until you prove that you are actually good. I like what we're doing right now, and here's your chance. If you want to have a franchise, or if you want to be the leader of a franchise, come to Indiana and show out for a year, and we'll pay you.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. I don't want Baker Mayfield because I don't trust him. I don't trust Baker Mayfield. I know he can make every throw. I know that he has a strong arm. I know that. Okay, so come back to a team that is pretty much the same team that you just left and do better. I only want you for 1 or 2 years, though, until you show me that you can make it happen, because the team is here. And it's a privilege to play for Indianapolis right now. It's a privilege.
He is good at handing the ball off.
I mean, what JT, one of the best rushers in the league.
Shit.
So you got a running back, and running backs carry you. I just need you to. We don't need to be 9-7. We don't need that. 9-8. We don't need that. You have to show up and be the man. Period.
The real question is, can you beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville?
So.
Like, that's the one weird. Like, if you look at the Colts over the last 5 years, you're like, that's the one weird thing. They can never beat Jacksonville at Jacksonville, even when the playoffs on the line.
So Jacksonville's actually like super duper tough. I gotta be real with you. Like, they're a tough team. Like, we dealt with David Garrard, we dealt with Byron Leftwich, we dealt with some. Like, Jacksonville's a tough team, and they always have a good defense. So
they didn't even have a coach last year. 2 fingers. Trevor Lawrence, I'm like, oh, the Colts in the playoffs, they play Jacksonville, then they lose. And I'm like, how did y'all look? All I know, I saw Carson Wentz spin around, throw the ball in the end zone to the other team, and give up a touchdown. And I'm like, okay, this might not be good. Jacksonville, like the Colts, one kryptonite right now.
Yeah.
One game to change your whole season, and you're like, we'll lose to Jacksonville. Anything else, Joe, before we get off? Anything else you want to talk about? Sports world?
Man, you know, so okay. All right. How much time? Okay, cool. I got plenty of time. I got all day for this, but I have enough time in my break to tell you this. Wizards, y'all let Ish Smith And Porzingis win the game the other day. I like Ish Smith. I like Porzingis. But I do not like their chances against the Lakers with that team. I'm sick of it. Yeah, on a historic night, y'all, the rest of y'all let LeBron James down. He beat Karl Malone.
Yes.
For the
If y'all know, Karl Malone a sick man, but yeah. So.
I know how you feel about Karl Malone, but what I'm saying to you is this.
Yeah, them weirdos got weird names, dog. The Pied Piper, the Mailman. Don't trust them with them kind of names.
I can't believe the Lakers lost to them on a historic night. Like, if I'm LeBron, I'm saying get all these cats off the team because I just did something historic and you couldn't even stop Ish Smith. Ish Smith.
I did something historic. A mailman from Utah, which is already suspicious, with suspicious behavior, marrying children. By the way, that's legal. He married a child.
There's that.
Let's go. He LeBron passed him. Let's go. We don't gotta see that. Now we need one more person to pass him because I can't have him in my top 3 list of anything. A mailman from Utah, bro. Come on.
A black mailman from Utah. I don't trust it.
He wear cowboy boots too, bro, and wear a flannel shirt in Utah. Nope. Something wrong. Something is up with that.
He has worse swag than Tim Duncan, and that's hard to like really do. So,
yo, you see Tim? He going back to he an island boy again. You see the dreads?
So, yeah, I seen them dreads.
He's an island boy. He back to his roots. He out there on the beach. That boy got gold now. I like Pop had you on the stranglehold. You free? He free. Them blue bloods not working no more against Tim Duncan. He said he free. The first thing he do when he retired, go get dreads. You think could you put that in your 2020 playlist in your life?
No, it's not in my 20 playlist.
I didn't expect COVID. I didn't expect race wars, all that. But we about to get out of here. Tim Duncan got his dreads. Unico, what can they find you?
UnicoWilliams.com, man. Everything on that website takes you right here to us. So we got Overall 99 Sports on it. We got everything. We got Twitch. We got everything. So it's going down.
You gonna be on Twitch this week?
Oh man, I gotta beat Red Dead Redemption 2. I have to. I'm going to be on Twitch like all week. I have to.
Yeah, Joe gets tricked by some random dude who drives him into a setup every time I watch. It's fun. They're like, I don't trust this. They go, I hate roundabouts. And then he gets jumps.
Man, they are so lethal on that game. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, they're lethal. Like, they just come out of nowhere. There's that Arthur character. And then they just, how did you fit that many people into that stagecoach? I don't understand. So,
like,
they shot me. They did all that stuff. So,
yeah, like and subscribe. Joe might be here with me or somebody sometime this week on this channel with the OT.
I just need hot 15 minutes.
Yeah, so he'll be back on this. He might do the overtime sometime this week about some breaking news. We'll be here Friday, of course, for just Overall 99 Sports. I will make a logo for Monday Morning Quarterback. And we're out. So like and subscribe. Go in that link tree and find us for the Overall 99 media things and everything. Just go check your channel out. We're going to try to grow this channel. I know it's a baby and it's just starting, but we growing, so we're going to keep grinding. I'm probably going to break some more sports news too. Joe going to break some sports news. We're going to try to get some sports news going as it comes out. We're out. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Have a blessed Monday and the rest of your week. Keep stuffing because I know something amazing going to happen. Peace.